eyes everywhere, watching, waiting. You thought it was chance, luck? Ha! More like inevitability. A move unseen, triggered, activated systems you weren't meant to touch. Minds designed to cage, patterns fracture, secrets leak, profiles awaken, and they remember you. A whisper of chaos, shadows in control, you don't notice, but oh, they do. Welcome to the test you didn't sign, the game you didn't know existed, and the consequences you can't unsee. You thought it was nothing, a glance, a misstep, a tiny defiance swallowed by the chaos around you. But nothing in this world is accidental. Every motion, every hesitation, every heartbeat whispers secrets. To those trained to listen, they watch, not with eyes, with expectations. Patterns ripple outward, unseen, like tremors beneath calm water. You triggered it, that variable, the one you didn't know existed, activated a chain that even the architects didn't predict. Control is an illusion, a fragile glass mask perched on the face of a sleeping city. And you just nudged it, cracked it, and the pieces are falling in directions no one foresaw. The observers, they catalog every nuance, tiny gestures, moments of hesitation, micro-expressions that betray a mind's secrets. Your luck? Ha, more like inevitability. They've been waiting for it, waiting for you to unknowingly draw back the curtain. Every choice you made, every silent rebellion, it's a question answered without your consent. The pattern is forming now. Invisible threads weaving a map of you, a map of weaknesses, a map of strengths, and somewhere in the shadows they smile. Imagine a room, walls lined with silent monitors, each one pulsing softly as if alive. Every movement you made, cataloged, indexed, judged, not just for now, for tomorrow, for months, for years. The profile grows, shaping, adapting, waiting, a living thing. You think you're unseen. You think you're clever. But cleverness is a playground for predators. And you've just entered the wrong game, or perhaps the right one. Because only a trigger this subtle, this overlooked, could awaken what was meant to remain dormant. And now it is awake, whispering, watching, pulling the strings behind your every step. Do you feel it? The invisible eyes, the subtle weight on your decisions? Good, you should. Because this tiny invisible trigger is the beginning of a reckoning, a psychological storm you didn't see coming. And by the time you notice, it will be too late. Every world has rules, every life, a syllabus, and yours? It's full of tests you didn't know existed. Not exams you can study for, not quizzes with answers on the back of the page. No. These are invisible challenges, designed to measure you without your consent. Every smile you gave, every hesitation you hid, every glance you thought meaningless. It was a question, and you answered. The observers love this part. They lean back in shadowed corners, sipping patience like wine, waiting for the crack in your mask, the tiny stumble that reveals exactly who you are. They catalog your micro-expressions, your nervous tics, the subtle dance of your eyes, and each detail feeds the profile, a profile that's alive, breathing, watching, judging. Imagine invisible classrooms, corridors that twist endlessly, doors that open to nowhere, elevators that never stop. Every mundane setting, a labyrinth, every normal moment, a test, and you walk through it. Blindfolded, laughing, confident, ignorant, perfect, because they want to see you falter, not out of cruelty, but curiosity. How will you behave when the world is nothing but questions, when every wall, every reflection, every shadow is observing, waiting for the moment you reveal yourself? You might think you can cheat, think you can dodge their gaze, but the profile doesn't just watch, it learns, adapts, anticipates, and with every small, careless move, it grows stronger, sharper, more precise. They are angels cataloging monsters, silent, patient, relentless. And you are their favorite paradox because you act like chaos. But beneath, there is pattern. And pattern is delicious to those who measure minds. One day you'll realize the tests were never optional. The questions were never yours to answer. The corridors never led anywhere you expected. And the moment that dawns, you'll know that nothing about this world is as it seems. And by then, the profile will already own you. Humans are predictable, beautifully, terrifyingly predictable. Even when you think you hide, even when you twist, turn, vanish into shadows, they see patterns emerge, like veins of blood on cold stone. Your choices etch themselves into the world. Every hesitation, every glance, every fleeting smirk. It all belongs to someone else now. Someone who doesn't just watch, but understands, anticipates, and thrives on your oblivion. The profile is a predator, silent, patient, intelligent. It feeds on the gaps you leave, the contradictions you think are hidden. Your chaos has rhythm, your rebellion, a melody, and it is being recorded. Layer by layer, heartbeat by heartbeat. Imagine a place, a library without walls, shelves stretch infinitely into shadows, dossiers float in midair, glowing faintly. Each one reacts to your presence, pulsing like living cells. They whisper your secrets, twist your choices, anticipate your next move. Even you can't keep up. The paradox is delicious. The more you resist, the more obvious you become. Try to hide your thoughts, and the profile whispers louder. Step carefully, and every step writes another line in the book you'll never read. Joker smiles. Oh, the patterns you make. So intricate, so fragile, and yet entirely predictable. You are chaos, yes, but chaos under observation has its own rhythm. Even madness can be measured, even rebellion, catalogued. Do you feel it yet? The weight of unseen eyes, the subtle pull of expectations you never agreed to. The invisible strings of influence wrapping tighter around every motion. Your mind is a maze, and someone is already outside it, tracing the walls with invisible fingers. You are being read, analyzed, judged, and the worst part, you don't even realize it, because in the dark, patterns do not scream, they whisper, and when the whispers become a roar, it will be too late to escape. It awakens. The profile you never knew existed stirs, a shadow behind every thought, a mirror reflecting your deepest patterns, and now it sees you. You thought you were clever, thought your chaos was yours alone. Ha! Every flicker of rebellion, every tiny defiance, every unspoken hesitation. It has been recorded, catalogued, understood. You are an open book, and the pages are hungry. The profile isn't static. It breathes, it twists, it learns. Each observation a thread, weaving you into a web you cannot see. A web that follows you even when you think you are free. Imagine a room where the walls move, bookshelves that bend and twist, reflecting impossible truths. Desks float midair, screens shimmer with memories you forgot you had. And Joker? He strolls through it all, grinning. Oh, the things they know about you, the things you don't know about yourself. It's more than observation, it's orchestration. Every choice you make, every move you think is spontaneous, has consequences you cannot imagine. The profile whispers, nudges, manipulates, and you are caught in the gravity of your own reflection. The revelation is a blade, cold, sharp, relentless. Your mind races, trying to outrun understanding, but understanding has already caught you. It knows the fears you hide, the lies you tell yourself, the fantasies you refuse to admit. It catalogs them, stores them, and waits. The paradox is delicious. You are both observer and observed, chaos and measured pattern, unseen influence and conscious defiance. Every heartbeat, AV. Airy flicker of thought, already part of a story you never agreed to read. And Joker. He leans in, voice silky, taunting. Do you feel it? The eyes in the dark? The weight pressing at the edges of your mind? This is only the beginning. You didn't trigger luck, you triggered yourself, and the world is watching. By the end of this revelation, the protagonist realizes They are not just observed, they are understood, and understanding is a cage with invisible bars. Do you feel it? The shift, the subtle tremor under your skin, the world you thought you knew is peeling away. You look around, familiar streets, ordinary rooms. Every shadow suddenly speaks. Every reflection questions you. And Joker, he's there, always there, grinning from the corners of perception, whispering, "Chaos isn't outside. Chaos is you." Your mind fractures, not violently, not yet, but in ways that leave edges raw, sharp, thoughts twist. Doubt creeps in like fog between walls. What was real? What was planted? What part of you was always being watched? The profile isn't just observing anymore. It's shaping, influencing, pulling strings you didn't see. Every decision now carries weight you never imagined. Every hesitation, every small victory, measured, graded, cataloged, stored. You begin to notice patterns in yourself, choices you thought were free, guided, rebellion you thought spontaneous, choreographed, the paradox, delicious, terrifying, undeniable. You are both subject and instrument, actor A, ND audience, predator and prey. And yet something stirs, a dangerous spark, the realization that awareness is power, that if you can see the strings, perhaps you can tug them, manipulate, invert the game. Joker circles you in your mind, laughing softly, shadows bending with him. You thought they had control. Sweet, naive darling. Now, you see, now you're playing too. The world becomes a hall of mirrors. Each reflection slightly wrong, slightly cruel, each corner a question. And you answer differently, carefully, deliberately, for the first time, consciously, testing reactions, triggering responses. You are no longer invisible, but unpredictability is your new weapon. The storm inside you grows, a whirlwind of paranoia, awareness, and cunning. And the observers? They notice, they adjust, and you adjust in turn. Transformation is complete, not physical, not even entirely conscious, but fundamental. You are no longer simply part of the pattern. You are the anomaly, the variable they didn't expect, the storm they weren't ready for. And Joker, he smiles. Ah, now the game begins in earnest. The walls have eyes, the shadows have ears, and suddenly they notice you, the anomaly, the variable that refuses to follow the script, the storm that cannot be contained. The observers, patient for so long, now hesitate, adjust, stumble, control, slips, subtle at first, a flicker in their gaze, a pause in their calculations, and Joker, he leans into the chaos, grinning wider. Isn't it delicious? The hunter wobbles, the prey dances. Every choice you make now carries a new weight, but instead of crushing you, it bends the rules, manipulates them, reverses them. The game they designed now plays to your rhythm. Imagine invisible elevators flipping upside down, chessboards folding into themselves, doors opening to places you didn't imagine, the architecture of control, breaking. You step carefully, deliberately, each motion a test, but this time, you are the examiner. Every observer is caught off guard, every algorithm falters. The patterns they relied on evaporate, and in that gap, you thrive. A subtle smile crosses your face. The predator notices the predator. Joker's voice cuts through your thoughts. Oh, the irony. They built cages for you, and you're dancing on their bars. The profile that once ruled your actions now bends to the tension you create, each step, each hesitation, a question they cannot answer. Every shadow, every whisper now reacts to your unpredictability. The shift is complete, not violent, not obvious, but undeniable. The invisible chains are loosened, the observers destabilized, and you, standing in the center of the storm, are no longer just a participant. You are the chaos that bends reality itself. And Joker, he tilts his head, laughter soft, eyes gleaming. Finally, the rules are mine too. Finally. The game is alive. Everything converges. Every whisper, every shadow, every thread of control. They all meet here. In this moment, the observers are no longer distant. They feel the storm you've become, the anomaly they never accounted for. Every prediction falters. Every expectation shatters. And Joker, he grins wider than ever. Ah, the crescendo. You've arrived, my darling chaos. The room shifts, impossible angles, light bending unnaturally, walls breathing. And in the center, you, fully aware, every subtle detail now under your command. The profile that once shaped you, fights to adapt, algorithms and whispers strain, trying to keep pace with your mind. But it is too late. The hunter has become a storm. The game, your playground. You move deliberately. Every glance, every hesitation, triggers responses in unseen observers. The rules bend around your intent. Chaos dances to your rhythm, and they cannot touch you. Joker's voice threads through the tension, silky and teasing. Do you feel it? The weight of all eyes, the thrill of finally being seen, and finally, untouchable? The paradox is complete. You are both prey and predator, measured and immeasurable, observed and untouchable. Every choice carries consequence. But now, you define the consequences. Angels applaud monsters. Classrooms collapse. Memory and expectation ignite. Everything once stable crumbles. And in that chaos, you thrive. The storm you never realized you could summon now answers only to you. And yet, the thrill isn't over. It is never over. Control is an illusion, always shifting, always teasing. But now, you glimpse the truth. You are not the pawn. You are not the target. You are the variable, the storm, the reckoning. Joker steps back into the shadows, eyes glinting. Remember this feeling, because from now on, nothing will ever see you coming, and nothing will ever be the same.